got to make Massa love you. A lot of stuff he's lying. He wasn't saying that. He's saying that because you his most valuable commodity, then and now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could change overnight. All we would have to do is start loving each other and do business with each other and trust each other. It'll change overnight. They already said we like the third largest economy in the world if we would come together. You know, something to that effect. I don't get my statistics right because I don't dwell on it. Because the truth is evident. And we have a prime example in the success of a little man from Sanderville, Georgia, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, achieved what they said that black people could never achieve. That's self-reliance and self-help and progress. You know, and we were completely independent of any schools of thought in our religion. This is a miraculous thing that has happened to the African American people. And Savior's Day is something that our people, no matter how many Arabs turn their nose and look, there's a lot of stuff they don't know that you know, that Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught you, that Imam Warithudeen Mohammed taught you. So just because it look unfamiliar to them, you're not supposed to get shy and tuck your tail and think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing Savior's Day. No, Savior's Day ain't theirs. Ask them to drop some of their ritual, some of their cultural things. They don't drop their cultural thing. Yeah. So you should never drop yours. And especially when it's such a great thing, such as the celebration of a great history and of a struggle of a people achieving something that was denied to them. We had our own schools and still have schools. And there's so much wisdom in Imam Muhammad. Every time I hear Claire Muhammad School, just think if he left our schools, University of Islam, we Muslims, what's not wrong saying University of Islam is big? We could have said, okay, well, in reality, there's no universities, it's elementary and secondary school. Well, we could have said Muhammad's elementary and secondary school, or Muhammad High School, or anything like that. But when he put Clara Muhammad, you know who that woman is, and you know where she come from, and you know what that represents. So as long as we have, why do you think they fight against us establishing our Clara Muhammad schools and want to see them closed, and people come in and infiltrate and destroy and bicker and all of this, and create all this false chaos because they don't want you to have your own school.
That's right.
Yeah. And what I mean by they, the ignorant, envious people who have an unquenchable thirst and hunger. No matter how much you feed them, they're going to devour every drop of it. So you can't feed them. You can't satisfy them. So what we have to do is have a little more faith in ourselves and our ability and sacrifice a little bit of yourself. Because whatever you sacrifice, those of us that believe are witnesses that Allah returns tenfold. And I don't understand the logic. Every time I do something, I say, oh man, that's going to be hard. I don't want to do that. I find myself almost in tears asking for Allah's forgiveness for me even being hesitant because most of my progress in life has came from things that I feared doing, that I felt I was too weak to do. But when I stepped out and took that step, nothing but pure elation and pleasure and happiness at the fact that I've achieved something that, first of all, I doubted, and Allah was with me, and He blessed me, and I'm hugely successful, you know. Like these youngsters out here, you got a young woman, you love her, marry her. All you need is a witness. If she want to get married, in reality,
that's right.
You don't need $1 million, but most of them don't get married because they have a false image of what a man should be, the materiality, how much money you should have, how much wealth, establishment, and all of that. No, marriage always has been and always will be a religious institution. It's a contract between two individuals and their Lord. That's all it is. That's all it is. And the marriage, the family, is the beginning of government. So that's where we're off track from the very beginning. And that's where our enemy knows. Our enemy knows, well, if I put one of them in jail, there ain't gonna be no daddies to father. So I keep them in jail. Or if they ain't got no money, they already think they need $100,000 before they even consider getting married. They need a car, new car, 2 new cars, a house, and everything. So they ain't gonna never have a man in the house. Or, no, a man is accepting responsibility. That's what manhood is. whatever Allah challenges Allah put in front of you, that's what makes you a man, is how you respond and the choices that you make in the face of challenges. That's what manhood is. For the sake of the peace and the security of the society you're in. Now, if your society is just you and your girlfriend, you're supposed to be looking after her and taking care of her. And then she's going to say, you know, this guy's a man. You know, if he had $2 in his pocket, I might consider, you know. And then you go find you some money, you know, and do something. But that's all that is. That's all it is. And we've been fooled by the devil, we're fooled by Shaitan into thinking that life is so much more difficult than it is. Life is extremely easy, extremely simple. And Allah is just waiting on us to wake up to His call. Alhamdulillah. And I really appreciate what Brother Alpha said. We need these reminders. On the back of the Noah's Flood book, Imam Muhammad is saying how the leadership let down the people by stop providing them with guidance and with the parents. And it caused the rise of callousness. And this flood of callousness that's in our society today, he said, it's on the rise and it's going to continue to rise. Now, he wrote that many, many years ago, and we're witnesses to that. I've never seen young people that are so callous and arrogant. They think they have a right to look down their nose and to turn their nose up at people and not show their humanity. When African American people were known first and foremost for their humanity,
That's right.
for their consideration, for giving a kind smile, for giving the help, or seeing the look on their face of their brother or sister, and seeing that, brother, are you all right? Are you sure, brother? You know, you want to talk to me? You know, sister, how can I help you? You know, for not even giving you the opportunity to have a problem before they trying to help you with that problem and help you solve it. But people nowadays, they step over you, you be blatant in the street. They might step over you or step on you, whatever suits them. And this is a horrible situation, and it's due to the fact of not having the leadership, the governmental system that starts in the home.
Right.
That all governmental systems start with mother, and the mother is being denied her right, her birthright, to be the leader in the society. And so we're living in a good time because Al-Islam was the leader in the liberation of the oppressed and the freedom of the individual and the women's rights and all of that. And so today, we're living in the day of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the beauty and the wisdom in the teachings of Islam. And the world is trying to come around and conform to us. But that's our position. It's our position to show, and even if we have to just repeat over and over and over again to our children and the young people the history. I mentioned Claire Muhammad. There's so much wisdom in Imam Muhammad naming the schools, the Sister Claire Muhammad School, because she was the one that was the caretaker of the community, and she carried out under the instruction of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when he was behind bars, and she started the schools because of her devotion. And a lot of the young men out here, they're being tricked by society, and the greatest oppression today, the greatest oppressed human being today on earth, I believe, is still the woman, not just African American woman. Yeah, because young men are given a false image of the true value of a woman, and the worth of a woman, and especially a woman that you call your woman. A lot of young men never discover the great gift that a woman that loves you with all her heart, sincerely, is a blessing. I know, because I got a good woman. But these young men, they don't know. Their woman could be a good woman too. You stop putting her down. You stop disrespecting her. You stop being callous towards her. You show her mercy. You show her love. You show her your help, your consideration. You serve her as a man. You serve her needs, you know? And you'll see a woman that you'll say, wow, you make a woman happy. I think all women have it in them. They didn't call it Mother Nature for no reason. It was God put it here for leadership to evolve humanity, to evolve the human soul and the human spirit to be what Allah intends it to be throughout this whole journey of humanity and human life to the day of judgment. You know, the human being is an evolutionary creature, that we have stages in our history where our history tells our evolution. Now we send rockets to the moon. They got all kind of people competing to go to the moon, and science that micro nano technology where they can put high level science in the smallest little thing, you know, and they're talking about having computers do things, freeing man's hands up to do things that we thought only another human being could do, you know. So we're living at the height of human evolution, and the woman is still the leader for that. And she is a sign for us and the connection to our true worth and our true value as creations of God. And so in order for us to reach the destiny that Allah wants for us, we have to improve the condition and the respect for the human being, for the woman, for the sake of humanity. If you look at the time of the prophet, if you did anything to harm a woman, not physical, even if you said something out your mouth that was going to harm a woman, you had to, that was a high crime. I don't know all the hadiths and things. I was young, my father used to teach about this, and imams teach about it sometimes. But it was a high crime to disrespect the value of a woman, right? You get beat with lashes and all of that kind of stuff, thrown in jail. You know, they should do. If they did that today, we would be better off. Respect for mother, respect for mother. Yeah, it's real important, and we won't suffer from so many mental diseases and illness, because if you take something out of its natural environment or habitat, what science shows, even animals, that they first thing to go is their mind. They lose their mind, you know. And we at fault for driving a lot of women to a state of destruction where their minds have been damaged because they can't live the life, the freedom that Allah intended them to have. So this is something that is a challenge for the male. The male, that's our responsibility to take care of our women and to show respect for them. And we used to do that. And I remember it was in my blood. I remember, I don't know what happened to young people. It's a bad example. But you know, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, so I wasn't, and you know, we lost a lot of things. So I had a girlfriend, and she came out, used to pick her up from school. I was proud to pick her up from school. She came out crying, and I was already, I don't know, I was frustrated. I said, why are you crying? What happened? She said, oh, so-and-so said this about my mother or me or something. I said, who was that? She said his name. I said, he in class with you? I said, why he bother you? You know, he bother you all the time. And then she said, there you go right there. Man, I jumped out of my van. I didn't even think twice. I felt embarrassed walking back to my van because the soles of my feet hurt. Because of how bad I beat him down. That's what I remember. I remember there was a gangster on the Cottage Road. My father, the leader, he get out the car with security. And somebody said something. Oh no, that wasn't, he's not. That was a brother that grabbed him. But my father, he might have grabbed him. I can't think of his name. The brother that did the construction used to be with my father. He boarded up all the projects. He had a contract with the city. Dennis, yeah. Yeah, Dennis was there. And I got out the car. I'm like, what they going? I was like, that's a gangbanger, you know. Some gangbangers in the street. And my father, like, I think he grabbed him. He was like, whoa, or something. But I looked up, and because my father put his hands on him, Dennis had him by his hair. And had his head on the ground. He grabbed him so quick by that long hair. And I said, wow. And that's what I remember. And it had something to do with my mother. Either he stepped in her path or he said, I don't know what he did. But that's our story. Our men protected the women and didn't hesitate if they had to protect them physically, putting their life on the line. Because you grab a man, you don't know if he's going to put a knife in your side. Because you grab me, if I got a knife, I'm going to stick you. Unless you're the police, you know. But I don't carry a knife. But anyway, we have brave men, and we come from a culture of manhood. I have people approach me today, they say, yeah, you know, one man I ran into, he said, yeah, people, you know, they may say stuff about your father, about your grandfather, Elijah Muhammad, because they don't know nothing about Imam Muhammad. Most of them, because the way to keep a people is to block their lines of communication, keep them from growing and from spreading, and you know, so everybody knows the ones they want to know. But the ones that's going to really help you, they try to silence them, misdirect their message and everything. So he said, yeah, he said, man, I don't care what they say. He said, but I really like some of the stuff y'all do, that y'all used to do. I said, yeah. I said, I know. And I said, we still the same. We haven't changed. It's just the respect has changed because we civilized. You know, there's no compulsion in religion. We can't make people respect us. But the Nation of Islam, under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Imam Warithudeen Mohammed, because he inherited the leadership, the men demanded respect. We demanded our respect. And we can demand our respect now without being violent, the way I do in circumstances. With, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, argue with them with wisdom and beauty. Beautiful preaching, right, Amen? Beautiful preaching. And that's what we do. Because if you have love in your heart and you speak from the heart, it has a natural beauty and a sincerity. So you speak to them from the heart. But you argue with them like you're on the battlefield. Yeah, you be telling them something beautiful. And we got this joke. I'm going to sit down after this. I tell my wife, I would go to the immigrant, Allah forgive me. I would go to the immigrant Muslims and they would have a speaker up at the mic. You know, a sheikh or something, they might have carried him up there, or he just a really venerable looking person. And he come up there in his robes, looking very holy. And he is preaching and preaching. And I can't understand the word he's saying. I understand some Arabic, but I couldn't follow him. So he's preaching real fire and preaching. And I said, wow, I felt kind of embarrassed because I was like, this is why they think we terrorists. I said, they probably think this man. I'm like, why he's so fiery and so aggressive? It just seems so aggressive and so fiery. Then I picked up the headphones because they had a translator on headphones. Oh man, he's speaking of love and peace and flower, but he's doing it like, and Allah looks beautiful and the love and I don't know what, I can't quote him, but everything he was saying was so gentle and peaceful. My daughter, my 9-year-old could have wrote this, you know. It's the opposite. But the thing is, it's a cultural difference. They beat that out of us. Any expression, we scared to express ourselves. We might get shot. Really? Get in an argument with somebody in a department store or something, you black, and the person on the other side of the counter white. Yeah, you better listen for footsteps behind you. You're going to be in cuffs real quick. And if you fight after the cuffs come, you might not make it to the jail cell. That's how it is in Chicago. I know it for a fact. Hey, I look over my shoulder, I said, this woman, I'm like, who the hell she looking at? I'm talking to her. And she eyed the security. Okay, see you later. I'm gone. I get the message, you know. Yeah. I'm like, but they cold and callous, you know. They can be really cruel. But yeah, alhamdulillah. So we have to be wise. We have to fight, and we have to fight strong, and for the sake of truth, and for the sake of justice. Yeah, for the sake of justice. But we have to be civilized. And that's what we get. That's the true mercy Allah has given this community, is He, through the teachings of the Nation of Islam, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and now the study of the Quran and the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah has made a new man, a sophisticated, civilized man, and we civilized. And it's our duty to teach civilization to the uncivilized. And I love that. I wasn't taught that in Quran Muhammad School, but I heard it from so many of you all that it's become a statement that I love. That it's the duty of the civilized to teach. Am I saying it right? Yes. Civilization to the uncivilized. And that's what we have to do. That's our challenge today. And mostly leading by example is the best way. You come on. Alhamdulillah. I ain't put nobody to sleep. I'm glad. But this is my heart. This is what I feel. And I feel so thankful to Allah because we could be ignorant today. We could be totally lost and thinking that the true power is in this aggression. No, the true power is in your peace and your respect for humanity and your respect for God and all that He created. And to bear witness to all that's good. And that's all we can really do. Even the good that we do, that's not ours, that's because of Allah. Thank you.